Hello, and welcome to School Health Presents Talkin' Tech with Dr. Ray. In this episode, we're going to take a look at a device that normally is used for those with very limited movement ability as they're trying to utilize the use of a switch. Many of you may have a movement sensor switch lying around somewhere, or maybe using it for a specific individual. Again, the strength of this switch is the fact that it allows even the tiniest of flutterings to actually activate the switch with whatever is going on to that computer screen. Well, one of the things people have asked me time and time again, because they know I love this switch, is what happens when that student moves on? Well, you don't want to leave this setting up on a shelf somewhere. One of the things that I've seen most useful with the movement sensor switch is the fact that you can then set it, connect it to anything that makes a noise or has a light. I've seen it used before with simple battery interrupted lights where an individual can walk by, simply wave their hand, and that light's going to go on. And what you automatically have within a classroom or within any other setting is a way to acknowledge, hey, I've got a question, I need some help, I have something that needs to go on. And by using it in an inclusive setting, where literally, instead of having to say, hey, I need some help over here, someone can simply move their hand across it or flutter a little bit for those that may have some physical limitations, it allows everyone to utilize this. Where do we see it used most effectively? Number one, in the schools, because then a child might be using it like an answer button and a light pops on and you're able to address that issue. And you'll see that the neurotypical students love it as much as some of the neurodivergent students. Another thing that you'll see where it can be most helpful is actually in a library where, again, that sound isn't there. You don't necessarily want to have something loud going off, but a quick movement with this can turn on a light perhaps over a computer station, or can turn on a light if the cord is able to stretch right at a librarian's or an aide's desk. And so those are some things that you can be utilizing the movement sensor switch for. Now, you may be saying, well, wait a minute. What if we've got this in that public area, like a classroom or a library or even a workplace where a workstation has something like this? And we've got a lot of neurotypical individuals who may come by who are going to have exaggerated movements. Well, you can change the sensitivity of it. And that way it has to be purposeful for this to pick up what that movement is. So again, don't leave your movement sensor switches lying around anywhere. Pick them up, utilize them as a way to interact with each other. In this case, it becomes a communication device where someone says, hey, I need help, I have an answer to your question, or I want to participate in all of this too. As always, I thank you for all that you're doing, and I look forward to seeing you somewhere down the road.